Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Did a quick start here. Kind of spur of the moment. I figured, what the heck? I'll do a live stream. There we go. So, I took today off. So it's like hard time USA. So I got eggs, I got bacon, I got sausage. So I preheated the pan. And a lot of times when you get a preheat on a pan, you keep it from the meat sticking to it. I'm gonna go grab the Bluetooth so I get better audio. Hang on a second. So I get the pan getting heated up to medium. And then I'll sit there and put all the meats in. So who's the first one in the house? There we go, Ray. How we doing? Well, I got your bacon. You got your bacon, bro. But first we're going to throw some sausage in. But first I'm going to wash my hands. But I was out mowing. Trying to heck down the weeds. But it's been raining. So always start the day off with some good hygiene. Although a little dirt won't hurt anything, it's not really that necessary of an ingredient. So today I'm going to do a couple meats. Oops, that's interesting. So I got sausage. The old sizzle when it hits. So this is interesting. I'm going to put the sausage back together. Got some packaging woes. I put the sausage in first, and then I'll add the bacon later. There we go. Yeah, that's right up in there. I'll move them around a little bit later with the skillet. Let's slide them back in. How's my audio? Hopefully it's good. Because I got the Bluetooth so you don't lose me when I turn towards the stove. Everybody's going to take a 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend? That's crazy talk. Remember about all work and no play. Makes Jack a dull boy. Trying to make him a dangerous one too. So this is going to be kind of like a mini vacation, which is sometimes good to do. I'll still probably hit a gym one of the days, maybe tomorrow. I think I'll do some push-ups today before I head out. We are going to go hiking, as long as the trails are not too muddy. I'll at Starved Rock. And here you go, right here is the bacon. I traveled 45 miles to get this bacon. You know, life is too short not to have good bacon. Some of the things I've added to my diet is now I picked up protein powder. I've been away from them for a while, but this is supposed to be a clean one. And when I remember, I'm taking creatine. When I say I remember, a lot of times I just forget to take it. Otherwise, I'm still staying with the basics, which is eggs and milk, although I have cut my milk down because I'm trying to slim that up a little bit and get into my beach body. Not that it's that important, but sometimes it's just good to have goals. And losing some weight is a good one. Now, just a quick one out there, and I don't think the individual's probably watching the video anyway, although I did some response. You know, weight loss is a good thing to a point. All right, being underweight can be just as detrimental to you as being overweight. My opinion, I had twin uncles. All right. One doctor convinced me he really had to lose a lot of weight, and he did to the point where he literally was gaunt, looked malnourished. So twins. All right, the one that lost all that weight died 10 years sooner than his twin brother did. Can I say it was because of the weight loss? No, but just looking at it made me draw that conclusion. Now, you don't want to be extremely overweight, because that does stress the heart and circulatory system and things like that. But, you know, my opinion, all right, so in my opinion, do your own research. But getting down to where your body fat falls below, I think, 3 or 5% for a long period of time is not healthy for you. Freeze dryer night. Corn, cream corn. I don't like cream corn. Vanilla pudding, that I like. Pineapple tidbits. Working on trays for the next load. You can freeze dry pudding? I didn't know that. Maybe that's what instant pudding is all about. Hey, you learn something new every day. So, you know, if you are going to lose weight, I think an exercise program is beneficial to go along at the same time, because you want to convert that into muscle. Muscle is healthy for you. Muscle is your health. It provides healthier tendons, healthier ligaments, exercise, better circulatory system, stronger bones. So losing weight is one thing, but I think you should also be on exercise. Also, my opinion, but there is a lot of research to back that up. And that's all I'll say about that. All right. I'm going to be my biggest critique. You know, I'm going to look and say, okay, I like the way the shoulders are looking. I like the way the chest is starting to come out. I like the way the hitting the legs a lot more now. But the belly's got to come down a little bit. If I don't take care of it now, it can get ahead of you, as some of you all know. So it's like you've got to look at the point and say, okay, it's not out of control yet, but the potential is there if I don't make changes today. So I have made those changes. I still go out and have fun. All right, still go out and have some cocktails on the weekend, but it's only the weekend. Go to the outside, inside, gently outside. There we go. So why do I do the things I do? The reason I lift is because I like the way I feel after I get done lifting. I like the way I look when I'm coming out of the shower. So, I mean, am I a bodybuilder? No, I'm a power lifter. But I still like to have that healthy frame, to have a decent size. I don't lift to get big, I lift to get strong. I do like the idea that I can grab something heavy and pick it up and move it if I need to. All right, I like the idea that where younger people who work my job are using hoists to move things around, and I'm using me to move things around. I'm thinking that the longer that I keep at this type of lifestyle, the longer that I'm going to enjoy my lifestyle. All right. Is my physical fitness perfect? No, it's not. My endurance could be better, and I'll work on that. You know, this could be leaner. I'm working on that, but it doesn't have to be. But the one thing I do have down is I do have good nutrition down, and I do have physical strength down. And that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Does that mean that you need to go to the gym and lift heavy like I do? Just means do some exercise. 30 minutes exercise, 3 days a week will greatly and positively impact your physical health, which will impact in a positive manner your mental health. All right, the two go hand in hand. And the problem is like a lot of the medical field, either by design or just doesn't know any better, don't understand a lot of the lifting and training. All right, to your point, I've had a lot of doctors say, well, you need to stop lifting heavy. No. All right. This tells me no. I've got strong shoulders, I've got strong chest, arms, abs, legs. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to settle for it because I don't have injuries that force me to settle for it. Now, have I changed some of the exercises? Yes. Have I went to a machine more often on some of the ones that may affect my lower back? Yep. Have I put on a belt on some of the heavier sets that might affect my lower back? Yep, I have. Not all the time, but I have when I felt I needed to. And that's just lifting smarter. But I'm still doing heavy weights. I'm still aspiring to lift even more. Not that you have to. That's what I aspire to. Your aspirations may to lose weight. Your aspirations may to run faster, walk further, get more flexible, things like that. It's all good stuff. As long as you're being active. Activity breeds activity. The more active I am, the more active I become. The less active I am, the less active I become. It's kind of a body at rest will stay at rest, and a body in motion tends to stay in motion. And who controls it? You do. All right. Us creators and, YouTube videos and whatever, we can be motivating, but you are the one that motivates yourself. And whatever you do, whatever thing you're doing, whether it's fitness, whether it's reading, whether it's doing freeze drying, you're the one that is in sole charge of motivating yourself. There are people say, well, it's easy for you because you're motivated. No, it's easy for me because I walk in the gym and I lift. I have the same things that say, hey, just sit back and relax. It's a nice day, just sit on the porch, have some beers, which I do. But 5 days a week I get in the gym and I lift. And I like the results. And if I don't lift, if I get away from it for a while, I notice it right away. I notice the physical results. When I'm sleeping and all of a sudden, I can get my arm around a lot of my area and think, wow, I'm starting to get small. I don't like that. It's not a good feeling. For me, everybody has their own goals and should. And you should understand those goals should be long-term. If you try to do it too fast, you invite injuries. I see that all the time. My son is now starting to lift with me, and the biggest thing is I'm slowing him down. I thought I could do a couple more sets. We just started. Let's not sit there and tie yourself in a knot. In about a month or so, I won't have to slow him down because his body will have adapted to it. But the body is not adapted to it yet, so I do need to slow him down. Because if you overdo it the first day in the gym, or the third day in the gym, or the 10th day in the gym, you will become extremely sore. And once you become extremely sore, you will become unmotivated to go back in the gym. And then you lost that. And we don't want you to lose that. We want you to stay motivated. We don't want you to get to the point where you're in such pain that you don't want to work out anymore. There's no benefit for that. think I'm going to open this door. This is Bakester. And so you want to keep yourself healthy, but you want to keep yourself where you're not so painful that you don't want to go out there. So happy Friday, everybody. I'm happy. I don't go to work today. So I utilize some of my earned time off to spend some time with Mama. And we're going to go out hiking trails. And we're going to go have a nice lunch. And probably a couple cocktails. It's supposed to be like in the mid to upper 60s today. Perfect day to be outside, in my opinion. Now, if you're just popping in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube stuff. Let me see. Ordering a smoker Wednesday. Oh, cool. Yeah, the better you can get away from that processed food, it's one of the best things you can do. A lot of the reasons that we get way overweight is because we're eating processed food, and the processed food has so many chemicals, and your body doesn't know what that chemical is. It doesn't say it is food, so it throws it in a fat cell. But a real food, it'll throw it into energy, and then maybe some of the fat cell, but all the processed stuff, all those, sodium benzoate phosphate, going to make you late chemicals, goes to fat. Body says, I can't do anything with that. There's no nutritional value in this. All right, so I can't even get it to pass through. I'm going to throw it in a fat cell. So yes, you need to look at the labels. You need to look at the labels of some of your regular stuff, like maple syrup. Pure maple syrup is made out of pure maple syrup. It's the only ingredient it has. All right, your log cabin and Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth and all those other ones have no maple syrup in it. Zero. It has high fructose, corn syrup, bad for you. Corn syrup, bad for you. Molasses, not bad for you, but it's not maple syrup. And then it has a bunch of chemicals in it. But our waterlogged coffee, that's one thing that coffee does not go into. All right, caffeine does not go into a fat cell. But caffeine is not necessarily good for your heart. Now, I had a cup of coffee this morning. I won't have any more coffee today. Only because caffeine and I, we don't get along so well. Now, I get a lot of negative effects with caffeine. I don't get much sleep if I drink caffeine later in the day. And so it's something I've learned to adapt to. Move the sausages around, give them more heat. So I have caffeine first thing in the morning, gets me moving kind of. Doesn't have the real desired effect I want it to have. I even have gotten away from pre-workouts because all they do is raise my heart rate. They don't give me more energy. So I've kind of stayed away from that stuff. Personal choice. I know a lot of people that, a cup. Wife has a cup, I have a cup. Now I do enhance it with my creamer, Irish style. But yeah, this one cup, that's all I need. I don't need to ramp up. If I want to get my metabolism up, I go for a walk. I've already walked out to the pond today. And I think I had a pretty good video. I've already posted it, and I'll post it on my other channel too later. All right, I've already mowed outside. I'm going to go for a hike. So I'm going to get a lot of activity. I might do some push-ups before I head there. This will have something to post on Friday. And then possibly tomorrow I might sneak out early to the gym. I don't know. Monday, the plan is to be at Shore Fitness. I'm meeting John, and we'll have a good bench day. So it was like really good. I didn't do my second bench day this week. I will save that for tomorrow or for Monday. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably just do some warm-ups and then hit some very heavy singles, so I can run at that 405 right away when I have a lot of energy. And then after that, start doing a lot of such, possibly incline dumbbells and and other, and pet flies and things like that. My plan is to get early, there, like maybe 9 a.m. If I can get myself fed and out the door by 8 a.m., that'll happen. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. Just like everybody else, sometimes, that mattress is real comfortable. Especially, my schedule is on I work a second shift schedule. So it's hard for me to get up really, really early in the morning. All right, so let's take the sausages out. And now I'll pop the bacon in there. But sometimes Mama would rather have sausage than bacon. I know, sacrilege. Ah, nice little sizzle. Ooh, there we go. The bacon will help provide the cooking medium for the eggs, and I'll also throw some butter in there. I got the bacon is in. Bacon. So I'll put this up. It does feel like today is Saturday only because I know I took the day off. Only because. Let me catch up on comments. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. All that YouTube stuff. Scottish coffee over Irish coffee. Yeah. Well, it's Irish cream. It's not Irish whiskey. So, and then if you are popping the chat and say hello, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I also have some other channel creators out there that I do recommend. Arctic Opium Chad is a young man who's really working at it, and I expect some great things over the next decade with him. All right, because he keeps going at it. Also, my buddy Michael at the Body Beatdown does some pretty big weights. This year I watched him hit two main goals: a 500-pound deadlift, which I think is huge, and 425-pound squat, which I also think is huge. So shout out to Michael. I know he's taking the weekend off, which is good for you. It's good to take a weekend off from time to time. Get yourself mentally, restabled, man. Hopefully he'll sit there and hit the drums, now that he has an extra piece on his drum set. And that is always considered relaxing. And also, let's get the eggs out here, get them prepared. So what I do is I have the store-bought eggs, and then I have eggs from the neighbor. So the Incredible Edible egg, there's the neighbor's eggs, there's a jumbo store-bought. Both weigh about the same. This will definitely have more of an orange yolk versus the yellow yolk on this. And watch, I'll juggle them. No. So we cooking eggs. I kind of doing this like a little bit like an over medium in the pan. When I scramble them, they tend to want to stick to the pan more, make more of a mess. When I do them the other way, I get less of a mess. So what do I want? I want less of a mess. And remember, we never, ever use dish soap. We don't want to leave moisture in there. We want to leave oil in there. If you leave moisture in there, well, things go bad. Just kidding. There we go in here. All right. Kim DeSilva, good seeing you. Yes. Now, are you going to, do you post that content or maybe share what you found out in email and I'll talk about it, but they are adding a lot of things to our food. And none of that stuff is good. And I'm not even just talking about the crickets. I'm just talking about the chemicals they use to keep things preserved. And I mean, I can't get away from it 100% because, I do buy canned foods. And you got to look at them like here. I got, so here, cut green beans from Del Monte Quality. So what do we have in here? Ingredients: green beans, water, sea salt. That's it. I don't see any long chemical names. What does that tell me? Del Monte is who I want to be doing this from. All right. We have a different brand out here. Probably downstairs they do. Well, here's Del Monte kernel corn. Ingredients: corn, water, sea salt. And it's the first time I'm reading these. Should have read them sooner. That's good. So I would say Del Monte is probably a better brand. Now now that I'm thinking of it, I will look at different brands and see if things change. I don't have any up here, and I do buy a lot of the Del Montes because Costco has a really good deal on them. So I take advantage of that. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Thanks for popping in. I'd appreciate that, and I definitely would give you credit on that too. Yeah, I'll probably, when I have some time at work, I'll probably start looking into that. Probably not going to be happy about what I find out. I'm just going to throw that out there. When they say ignorance is bliss, well, sometimes that's the reason they say it's bliss. Grass-fed and finished. So, I mean, my neighbor, theirs is mostly grass-fed, but, they will sit there and build up the hay and alfalfa to feed them during the winter months. But mostly they're down in the pasture. Do they feed them corn? I don't know. Usually corn's supposed to be pretty good for them. But I know that they are mostly grazing out in that pasture. And it's kind of a pretty good circle there. They eat the grass, they poop, and that fertilizes the grass, and then they rinse and repeat. But, there they probably have, I would say, about 15 acres, and maybe they have 20 got cattle on there. So that's a good mix, where you'll see some where they'll have so many cattle in such a small area that there is no more grass. It's been trampled, ate, and that, and now they have to sit there and have to bring food in for them. So it's like they're not trying to raise 300 head of cattle. They raise about 20 to 30, and they have two fields. This about, I would say, about maybe 15 acres here, and they got another 15 acres somewhere down the road a little bit. Me, I plant a garden. I got the pond. If I want fish, I can get fish out of the pond. I've got the plants doing pretty well right now. Tomatoes and peppers mostly. I'll buy some seed potatoes. And I throw one or two cucumber plants in the ground. I throw one acorn squash, and then I'll probably throw a yellow squash and a zucchini. And that's basically all I'm planting, because that's what I mostly eat. So I know I used to plant all sorts of stuff, and half the stuff wouldn't even get harvested. But I didn't really eat that much of it. I do like the lettuce. And when it's growing, it's great. It's almost, you almost have to plant that about every 3 weeks. Because once they get so big, they get really sour, and it really is not flavorful anymore. So anyway, thanks for jumping on me. I know it was short notice. I didn't, schedule it a half hour ahead so everybody would get the notice on it. But it was kind of a spur of the moment. I was going to cook anyway. I said, why not do a video on it? So why do I lift? I lift because I like the way I feel. I like the way I look. I like the physical attributes that I can pick things up, move things if I need to be. And I can walk miles at a time without getting totally, trashed out. I like those things. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there's a little the physical aspects there where, I see myself compared to other people. And I started to think, we all make choices, and there's more than one way of being healthy. Nutrition is definitely the most important. You can't work out a bad diet. If you're really in the gym and you're going to McDonald's and Burger King all the time, you're not going to be healthy. Just telling you that right now. Sleep is also important. But, being happy about what you're doing is important. So whether you want to, be able to run further, be marathon, or you just want to be toned, or you just want to be flexible, or if you want to be really strong or look really strong, or some combinations of everything in between, it's all good stuff. You're not going to hear me say, well, that exercise don't do anything for you. Every exercise does something for you. Every exercise does. But if you want to get benefits from your exercise, you have to do the other two things of what I call the fitness trifecta. Rest being more important, and nutrition. So the exercise is only 1/3 of the pie. You got to get 6 hours at least rest a night or during the day, whichever your shift is, and you need to have proper and enough nutrition. If you don't have enough protein, remember your brain uses 90 grams of protein a day just for it to operate. And if you're not getting enough protein, your body is going to take from itself. It's going to cannibalize itself and dissolve muscle to get the protein to repair the muscle. I turned 50. Well, all right. So I tell you right now, my thought of how I was going to be at 63 when I was like in my 20s, this wasn't it. I figured I'd have all sorts of pains. I'd have a big belly, and it was when I decided that I'm not going to do that and I'm going to work towards it. And I see people who are older than me, 10 years older, 20 years older than me, and still lift. That's what kept me moving. So I have a lot of people that be talking to me, and they don't realize how old I am. Now some people think I'm older, so I guess it's perception. But I think the person was in the gym, and they thought they were older than me, and they were 57. He said, yeah, I'm starting to get up there close to 60. And I says, things might be different when you get up to that age and that. And I said, well, I'm 63. And he's just like, oh, I didn't know you were that old. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But what I did is I kind of killed his narrative about being old. And I like killing that narrative. Because it should be. Now, do I have the same energy I had when I was younger? No. Obviously not. Do I have the same spring in the step? No. Do I have things that bother me a little bit more? Yeah, but that bother me, but I'll heal from it. It'll go away. But what I don't have is I don't have a big gut. I don't have fragile bones. I don't have weak muscles. There's a lot of things that I have are on the right path of where I want to be. And that's what I concentrate on. And I think that's what you should concentrate on. You are 100% responsible for your well-being. Well, let's say you're 90%. 10% things, there are going to be things out of your control. People who's, got to get hip replacements and things like that. But if they're really honest, a lot of these people are getting those replacements and that are extremely overweight. So that's going to put pressure on your joints. I mean, the worst thing you can have with pressure on your joints is being 100 pounds overweight, and that's constantly wearing on your hips, wearing on your knees, wearing on your ankles. Oh boy, a great hunter has returned. Hang on a second. Video. So what do you got there for us, Banks? Huh? What do you got there for us? Yeah. What you got for us, Banks? Don't bring it inside. Banks is a very successful hunter. So Banks has caught herself a rodent. We've been cutting her food down because she was getting heavy and she was throwing up. So what does she do? She goes out there and hunts mice. If I show you, Daddy, I'll just go and eat more food. So and she's a very successful hunter. Very successful. So she's going, I'll just get that nutrition part down. I got my rest because she slept with us all night. Something we said that was never going to happen. She's an outdoor cat. She's never coming in the house. And she was in the house. All right, well, she's not coming up in the bedroom. Now she's in the bedroom. Well, she's not sleeping with us. Now she's sleeping with us. What's the word? Stop saying not. It is not carrying what it should be. Boy, she wolfed that mouse down like she was hungry. But I'm trying to cheat death. I may not be successful, but I'm trying. But I want to enjoy my life as physically fit as for as long as I can. So do I actually think I'm going to cheat death? No. But I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? See what happens. All right, so now we got the bacon is done. So what I do is I pull the pan off the burner. Because when I add the eggs, I want the eggs to cook slowly. And also I'm going to throw some butter in there for flavor. Morning, John. How are we feeling? Fine. Good. That's good news. Breakfast will be done in about 10 minutes. So I throw butter in there for flavor. Makes the eggs taste gooder. Yeah, it's real butter. Hey, Shannon. Shannon, how we doing? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the thumbs up. I just figured I'd do a cooking show here saying why I do that thing I do, which is lift. I like the way it makes me feel. I like the way it makes me look. And I like how healthy it is for me. I had somebody contact me from a long time ago. Like, you still work at Tyson, the dealership? Nope. I gave that stuff up. It's not something I'm going to do anymore. It's a terrible industry to be in my opinion. Especially now, vehicles have gotten so much more expensive. Let's see what we got going here. Just on lunch, then I gotta go. Well, thanks for popping in. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Yep. You know, I mean, I see people that, you know, they have a really, they have a real problem just walking. And most times it is because they are extremely overweight. Now, you know, Ray, he had no problem hiking that place he took us to, and then he went and hiked it again. And as long as you keep walking, you'll be able to walk. It's the ones who quit on the walking. Ones, instead of walking around holding onto the shopping cart, they go and get the electric cart. Why? Because it's easier. And they just kind of cruise around. Now they walk to that cart. What it brought to them in their car. But now they're going to have a hard time walking anywhere. Because they made that decision. And it's a law of use and disuse. If you stop using it, you stop having the ability to do so. If I were to stop benching, my ability to bench those heavy weights is going to go away. You know, people go, well, you know, I can take, 3 months off and I can still bench this weight because you were never at a max level. You were never at the level I was at. You worked out with a weight that was comfortable for you. There's nothing wrong with that. But the weights I lift are not comfortable. And it's difficult to maintain. To maintain it, staying at a 405 bench takes a lot of work, especially at 63. So when people say that, I said, well, you're talking about things you don't know. First of all, you're not that age. So you really don't know what you're talking about. And for me to stay at that level takes a lot of concerted effort, exercise, and determination. And I'm not bragging, it is what it is, period. It doesn't happen by accident. And it's something I have to keep at all the time. But if I don't, it'll go away. And once it goes away, it's very difficult to get back in the habit. Now, can I do it? Yeah, I have had injuries where I've had to take time off, and I've gotten back to where I was at. But it took a concerted effort, both mentally and physically. Yep. So I'm only 3 months into working out again. And you can always see the difference when working in the garden or shop. And then what's going to be the biggest thing is you may not notice the physical differences, but somebody who hasn't seen you for a while, someone's seen you before you worked out, and they'll see you after you've been working out for 3, 6, 9 months a year, they will know the differences. Because of you, it's happening every day. I still don't think I'm big. But when I take pictures next to people that think they're my size, and I look at the picture and I'm like, wow, I am a lot bigger than they are. Not bragging, it's just the fact of the matter. I have a picture of me with Brian Shaw. I don't look small next to him. Am I smaller than him? Absolutely. But I don't look small. And that finally got to tell me, says, yeah, I got a pretty good size going, and I want to keep that. When I on these type of sleeves, I want to have a decent sized arm for as long as I can. And that makes me feel happier. It makes me feel better about myself, which helped me motivate to stay in the gym. And it makes me feel better mentally, which helps me stay in the gym. And it helps me think about what I'm eating, which helps me stay in the gym. So it's that circle, and it's a good, healthy circle to be in. And I meet really good people at the gym. that I work out with and that. Now, if you work out at home, that's great too. I mean, I have weights outside that I'll utilize when I'm outside. I have weights down in the basement. I have weights in the living room. I'll do push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, always trying to stay active. And that's the key. Is staying active. I mean, I'm not kidding you, body at rest stays at rest. Yep, creates a new mindset. It creates a new positive mindset. I mean, there's nothing but good things about it. There's nothing but benefits surrounding this. There literally is no downside to this. But you just have to get in the gym and lift. You've got to move around. You've got to make that effort. Am I going to lay on the couch and sit in the lazy boy for the next hour? Or am I going to get up and get ready and go to the gym and lift for a half hour or lift for an hour? My workouts now are about an hour and 15 minutes. I want to increase it to an hour and a half. Because I like the way I feel when I go to work, even though I just came from the gym. My body is wanting protein, wanting food, so I eat. And I could feel my body going, yes, that's what we needed. When I sleep, I sleep better because I've done a lot of exercise because my work is very exercise. It takes commitment, yep. And everybody struggles with that. I still struggle with it. But I remember how I feel after the workout. And I know how I'll feel about myself if I don't. I know I will be upset with myself. I'll be doing that shoulda, oughta, shoulda. I went to the gym when I was dead tired. Come back energized. There's sometimes I went in the car and napped during lunch when I was dead tired. And came back to work, still dead tired. So I learned not to do that. I learned that you go and you get yourself active, get that blood pumping, get that adrenaline pumping, getting your body desiring to burn calories, desire to use that protein. And then you always will feel better. You just got to do it. It's as simple as that. And yes, we all go through the same challenges. And it's okay to go through those challenges. It makes you human. The difference is that you got up and you went and you lifted anyway. And then after you lifted, I'm pretty sure you felt great about it. You were happy that you were there. And that's the feeling I go for. I was happy that I'm there. And I made that wise decision and went and worked out. Yep, your future self will thank you for tomorrow. I'm literally when I was 55, I was in much better physical shape than I was when I was 39. Just for a couple of years, I wasn't active. And one day, as John Preparation said, when they came out of the shower, didn't like what I seen. I said, time to make some changes. And I made those changes, and I'm glad I did. I haven't looked back since. Doesn't mean there's still days I wanted to sit there and sit on my butt. And, you do take rest days. Sometimes I get up an hour earlier just so I can sit there and fire up the Fallout 3 and kind of just veg out for a little bit. But if I don't get up early, I don't do it. So just like anything, I have to make it part of my schedule. And if I don't make it part of my schedule, I just don't do it then. My priority is breast nutrition and exercise. Anything else has to be either incorporated into it or I just don't do it. But yeah, do something today. Do something active. Do something that causes your muscles to want to grow. You were thinking, oh man, just want to relax. Go and do it anyway. Matter of fact, I'll probably do the push-ups before I eat. Just knock out a set of 40 or so. See how many I can knock out. But that will sit there and kick my metabolism up for the whole day. All right, that will prepare me to sit there and be more energetic. So, but you're right, it's the best way. How can I can invest today so I can have benefits tomorrow? Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? I got eggs and bacon and sausage. So with that, everything just about done. I think I'm gonna get everything rolling here. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks for the chat. You know, engaging in chat does make this go much better. And I think it's more productive that way. So I appreciate that. Always remember rest, nutrition, proper exercise. Have fun in the sun, and everybody enjoy their weekend.